It does indeed appear that the venture company is attempting to rob us of our natural resources. It is good to know this for true. And now it seems we must do something about it. This explains the buildup of venture company employees and equipment we've seen in Mulgore. Those goblins, their company is expanding too quickly for their own good. It's how they say, show a goblin something and you can hear the scales in the background. Greedy little things they are. Unfortunately for their business enterprise, we Tauren cannot allow them to conduct their operations in our lands. Go to their mine northeast of the ravaged caravan and send them a message. According to the documents you salvaged from the caravan, the venture company created many plans to attempt to drive us from our lands here, so that they could have free reign to plunder our lands. The depths that they would sink to accomplish their goals disgusts and appalls me. I want the mastermind behind their plans. His name is Supervisor Procket. You will find him at the venture company mine east of the ravaged caravan. Bring me his clipboard. We'll see if we find out anything useful.
Work complete.
Well, I cannot train you, adventurer. News of your deed reached me moments ago. Already the beasts near the well drink from it eagerly. You have done a great thing for the land, adventurer. And you have done a great thing for the Tauren people. To create the Thunderhorn cleansing totem, you must gather the claws of the predators of the Mulgore plains, hunt prairie stalkers for their stalker claws, and flatland cougars for their cougar claws. Then return to me. You will find the prairie stalkers and flatland cougars to the east and west. I don't have a target. Work complete. Not ready yet. Be not afraid, adventurer. You have successfully passed the rite of vision. To gain acceptance amongst the Elders of Thunder Bluff, you must next complete the Rite of Wisdom. Now that you have passed the Rite of Vision, the ancestral spirits of Red Rocks will give you the blessing of our ancestors. Only those who have drunk from the Water of Seers can gain the blessing. Travel east of Thunder Bluff to Red Rocks and seek out the ancestral spirit, adventurer. I don't have a target. Only the most valiant Tauren are laid to rest at Red Rocks, our sacred burial ground. It is an honor bestowed upon the great warriors who helped found and defend Thunderbluff, and those who have given their lives for the greater good of their tribes and chieftains. But it appears a foul menace has made its way onto our home. A band of bristleback interlopers is ravaging the gravesite, and I am too old and past my prime to drive them away. They must be driven off of force, adventurer.
complete.
You have shown great diligence in your yearning to pass the rights of the Earth Mother Adventurer. We, the ancestral spirits, represent the mighty Tauren who gave their lives bravely to found and protect our great city of Thunder Bluff. I hereby pass the duty of that protection over to you. You have passed the rite of wisdom, young adventurer. Enter Thunder Bluff with pride. You will now be revered within our great city. Any person worthy of completing the rites of the Earth Mother earns that honor. For your final quest, seek out our noble leader, Cairn Bloodhoof, who dwells atop the highest mesa in Thunderbluff. Well done. You have sent those foul bristlebacks a clear message. They will think twice before attempting to meddle in this holy spot again.
Complete.
I'm out of range.
I need a target.
Work complete.
Closer. I'm out of range. It's too far away. I'm out of range. don't have a target.
What are you looking for?
Go in peace.
Hey. As the wind on the plains, you are always welcome here.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Thank you. The purity with which these beasts hunt is vital in the creation of the next cleansing totem. The goblins will never learn the difference between contending with the land and living in harmony with it. The totem is ready, adventurer. And again, it is your task to perform the ritual of cleansing. Go to the Thunderhorn Waterwell, north of the village, and use the Thunderhorn cleansing totem in your ritual. After you do this, return to me. May the spirits guide you. You are eager to explore, I can tell. I too had the lust to wander. Once wander and hunt. For hunting is a Tauren's greatest honor. If you truly wish to follow the ways of the hunter, then Milor Stonehoof can show you the path. He is in Thunderbluff, on the Hunter's Rise, and to show him your skill and resolve, bring him the claws of the Flatland Prowlers of Mulgore. They are tough and cunning, fitting prey for a young adventurer on the Hunter's path.
Excuse me, friend. It has come to my attention that Turak Rune Totem has put out word that he wishes to speak with you. It seems that your training as a druid is about to take on a new life, and he will be training you personally. Turak is one of the Archdruid's assistants. He is known as a wise and patient druid, and he should teach you well. He is located in Thunderbluff, inside the Cenarian Circle's main tent on the Elder Rise.
Work complete.
Adventurer, my brother soon stands before Chief Bloodhoof, and it is my honor to make his headdress for him. I want to ask a favor while I finish tanning these leather straps. There's not time for me to find enough feathers, and I was wondering, would you gather more for me? You can find feathers of the correct size from the harpies residing far to the north and northwest of Thunder Bluff. I need only 6 azure and 6 bronze feathers to complete the design. It's that time of the year, adventurer! The Cenarian Circle invites all denizens of Azeroth to partake in our celebration of the Lunar Festival. You will find the Lunar Festival Harbinger in this very city at a location marked by a blessed circle of moonlight. She can tell you more about the holiday.
Greetings, traveler.
Well met. Pete.
What are you looking for? Which profession? Coleman Winterhoof at Holistic Herbalism is the one you want to talk to then. He can be found on the Middle Rise.
Guide you. What brings you here? May
What
the
brings
eternal
you
sun
here?
shine upon thee.
Ancestors watch over.
Ish, greetings, young one, and welcome to Thunderbluff. You'll find a safe refuge from the burdens of the world here. All denizens of the Horde are welcome here. The spirits of the present and past come alive here in this sacred place, my friend. Honor them, and in doing so, honor yourself. Hail, young adventurer. I see you found your way to my doorstep. You have passed the rites of the Earth Mother and earned your place in Thunderbluff. But in order to maintain the spot that you strived so hard to achieve, you must continue to prove your worth to your people. We are hunters, adventurer. Down below in Mulgore there is a mighty Kodo named Arachia. Show me your skills in the ways of tracking and hunting by bringing me the horn of Arachia.
Welcome, adventurer. Are you here to join in the festivities? Every year, the Druids of Moonglade hold a celebration of our city's great triumph over an ancient evil. We celebrate the wisdom of our elders, share in magnificent feasts, and of course, shoot fireworks. For a small donation, you can purchase colorful rockets from our vendor. Try using some of the launchers around here, adventurer.
Walk with the Earth Mother. Hail. Be careful.
It's not ready yet. It's still recharged.
Greetings, adventurer. We've traveled from Moonglade to spread the spirit of the Lunar Festival far and wide. Won't you join us in our celebration? Well done, adventurer. Now that you're in the spirit of things, why don't you take this invitation to the festival in Moonglade? It's quite an enjoyable celebration if you have the time to spare. We share food, drink, stories, and of course, more fireworks. Open the invitation while standing inside the circle of greater moonlight, and you'll be transported to Moonglade. Now that you have your Lunar Festival invitation, you may travel to Moonglade. There you will find many revelers, and in the village of Nighthaven, Valadar Starsong and his sister Fariel await those eager to participate in the celebration. Travel to Moonglade through the greater moonlight, and speak with Valadar Starsong. See what prizes you might gain during the festival.
I am glad you found your way here today. Young adventurer, the time has come for you to take a large step into a much larger world. Inside each of Cenarius's children is the call to serve nature. Animals and plants are our friends as well as our charges. We choose to devote our lives as preservers of balance for their sakes, as well as our own. Your first step into this world will be to learn of the ways of the bear, and to learn strength of body and heart. Ready yourself. All druids are welcome to the sacred lands of Moonglade, Tauren, and Night Elf alike. Keeper Remulos, Moonglade's guardian, keeps watch over all druids who hibernate there. Now that you are learning the ways of the law, I'll teach you the spell that lets you transport yourself there. Cast it whenever you seek Moonglade's knowledge or solace. As for your first lesson, travel to Moonglade and speak with Dendrite Starblaze in Nighthaven about the path you're now on. Good luck, young druid.
I am greetings, adventurer. You are welcome in Nighthaven as well as all of Moonglade. The Cenarian Circle welcomes all beings who respect the authority and command of nature. While you are here, please be sure to preserve the balance in all things. Disturbances are not welcome here, and our wardens are trained to cease all hostilities without question. And so it begins, Father Cenarius. And so it begins. Dendrite makes a quick, invisible gesture in the air above him. A slight aura of power falls over him. The first perspective of nature you must adapt to is that of the bear. I will put you on the path to understanding this aspect of druidic life, but it is you that must embrace it and propagate it, now and forever. In the northwest part of Moonglade resides the home of a wise and noble being we call the Great Bear Spirit. For all druids, it has served as a tutor and mentor into the first true natural understanding of the bear. All druids at one point seek the spirit's wisdom, and you shall be no exception. Go to the Great Bear Spirit now and learn what it will teach. When it is satisfied with you, return to me here in Nighthaven. We will then see if you have truly taken account of the lessons it teaches. Adventure, welcome to Nighthaven, host of the Lunar Festival. Although our village is normally remote and sequestered from the peoples of Azeroth, during this time of celebration we open our arms and hearts to all. Enjoy your visit, adventurer, and speak with me or my sister again when ready.
Work complete.
But Dendrite makes another invisible gesture in the air above him as you approach. Another aura of power comes over him, and he smiles ever so slightly. I sense wisdom in you, young one, that was not present when we first met. You gaze upon me with strength and knowing intent, though this intent is yet not focused. You will now learn to focus your strength and adopt the nature of the bear into your work. The time has come for us to part ways, young one, as the application of your lessons takes you back to whom that sent you to me. Though the Tauren are thought to be young in the ways of Cenarius, Taurak Runa Totem walks with much balance in the presence of nature. Listen to his instructions, and you will soon complete your first lessons into your role as a protector of balance. Go now, young one. We shall meet again.
Thank you, adventurer. This will calm the beasts of Mulgore, and, spirits willing, it will teach the dwarves that hollowing the land is not the path to knowledge. Ancestors of the Thunderhorn clan spoke to me in a dream, praising you for your actions near their well. For their gratitude, they wish to give you this. There is but one water well left to cleanse, named after the Wildmane clan. For this well to be pure, the land must offer the teeth of a fierce predator, the prairie wolf alpha. Find the alphas to the north, then return to me when your hunt is finished. Alphas often wander around the base of our mighty city, Thunder Bluff.
Looking for something special?
What brings you here? Winds be at your back.
Greetings. Be careful. Greetings, traveler. May the eternal sun shine upon you.
Work complete.
I don't think there could be too much misinterpreting or ignoring of that signal. HM, the venture company will know not to take the Tauren lightly, or to be so arrogant as to believe we would allow them to steal the natural resources around us without protest. My anger is somewhat lessened at the news that the villain Fizzbrocket is dead. I will go through his personal effects and see if there is any additional information about what the venture company has planned for the future. Thank you for your efforts, adventurer.
I don't have a target. I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Work complete.
It's too far away.
What is going on, everybody? I am here with a couple awesome members of our amazing draft YouTube community. We have Broshmo on my left, stage right, and Alex from Hail Mary Sports in the legit effing amazing penthouse suite setup that these people let us record in for an hour. So yeah, we're here to talk some senior bowl, obviously, down here in Mobile, Alabama. And today we're gonna keep it a little bit short and sweet. The idea is to kind of get daily updates out here at practice, and today we're just gonna talk about 4 players that stood out to us, and then leave on a note of one thing we're all looking for tomorrow. So thank you guys for joining.
Of course.
Yeah, if you're not following these guys, those links are going to be in the description below. And I think what we'll probably do is kind of play tennis here. So we'll pass day 2 off and day 3 off, or however we want to do it. So definitely make sure you're following along, because we'll be here hopefully all 3 days, as long as we're all still standing.
Not toasted to a crisp.
But I'll pass it off to one of you guys, so I'm not talking the entire time. Alex, you want to start with
Yeah,
first
sure.
player that kind of stood out to you this week?
Yeah, so the one who stood out to me the most is actually Upton Stout out of Western Kentucky. He was kind of he was primarily looked at as a slot corner, but today he took a lot of reps on the boundary. I thought he was extremely fluid. I actually liked the fact that he used some good physicality there as well, and I honestly thought that he looked like he could fit with the best of the best. And I love the fact that he was calm, composed, didn't look extremely stressed, and he looked like he was in his element, which is quite surprising, honestly, for a player that was very limited in the eyes of most coming into this week.
And it's always interesting with cornerbacks, because 2/3 of the guys are going to come out here and just get worked all week, because these drills, especially the one-on-ones, are just set up for these guys to absolutely fail. So if you come out here and you're like, I didn't catch that guy getting obliterated all week, it's usually a sign that they had a pretty good week. And then if like you said, you see some good reps, you see some good movement skills, you can really get excited about guys and start pushing them up your board a little bit. Brosh, you want to take the next one?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to my favorite university, the U, baby. I'm gonna talk about the tight end, Elijah Arroyo, because coming into the week, I figured, okay, he's gonna be a guy that can tear it up the seams. He's quick turn up field. I got real Luke Musgrave vibes from, or at least from his tape initially.
You got to be careful around a Packers fan bringing up.
Who's that? You got Tucker Kraft. Who's Luke Musgrave?
I was gonna say we want to hear Tucker Kraft vibes, but go ahead.
But he's way more
What are you
I could
looking
just describe it as shimmy. He's got a little shimmy, a little shake. He had a corner route today that I think was a touchdown. Golly, dude. Because I've never questioned the ball skills, and for him it was he missed a couple of years because of I think it was an ACL tear, trying to rehab from that. So last year was really the only time he put actual tape on, and I was blown away. I thought it was a good first impression for me.
Yeah, it was my first exposure to him too, and the first thing you notice just warming up is okay, this guy's was he 6'4", 250? He's a real actual tight end, which these days it's those are harder and harder to come by. So first exposure for me, I haven't gotten into the run blocking tape and stuff, but obviously that's the size you want to say you can put a guy in line and he's actually going to go to work. But I couldn't agree more. He just stood out compared to all the other tight ends out here in terms of I think you put it well, this shimmy, a little bit of
I don't know what the technical term is,
but leaving guys behind him in his routes. And he did have, I did notice in the team drills, he had an over-the-shoulder catch that he didn't come down with. Still had a great day, but if he did come down with that one, it would have been monster game.
Would be honored to train you
I'm gonna
in
give
the
some
use of
love
the
to the
weapons
hog
that I have
mollies
mastered.
and stay in the Midwest here. I'm gonna go with Gray Zabel, interior offensive lineman from North Dakota State. Shout out to his parents, by the way, lovely humans. Met them in the stands today and congratulated their son on a just unreal first day of the Senior Bowl, but just first impression for just a little background on myself. Obviously, you guys follow the channel. I don't get into draft until a week or two before where we're sitting here today. So especially with offensive linemen, that's not going to be the first position I pick players to scout from. So it's fun to get the very first impression just completely blind. And you see the North Dakota State helmet come out there with all these other SEC helmets and stuff. And it's obviously going to be a big week for a guy like Gray Zabel trying to make that jump in level of competition, and it's a just amazing opportunity for guys like him who dominated his level of competition. But how is that going to translate? And man, I think he had the best day today of anybody in one-on-one reps, at least. And seriously, one of the best days I've seen from an offensive lineman at a Senior Bowl. Like, this guy locked up everybody, and he comes in a little bit smaller. I think he's about 6'4", 305, but standing out there, like, right next to these guys, like, he didn't feel small to me. I was actually a little bit surprised when I looked at the measurables and saw that, because he's filled out. It's not like, I felt about Cody Mock last year at North Dakota State. He came out first week of the Senior Bowl, felt a little overwhelmed with that transition, and felt a little bit lighter. Not the case here with Zabel. The feet were moving. He was countering the counters on the pass rush, sliding left and right. He was moving up and down, left side, right side, snapping balls at center. Was he a tackle?
He's a left tackle.
Okay, so there you go. And Mock was the same deal. So just blown away. Really excited to see if he can follow it up. The thing I've been saying is it's the Cody Mock scale to the Quinn Miners scale in terms of like hype coming out of the Senior Bowl. Both guys, small school dudes, got a lot of hype out of the Senior Bowl. Quinn Miners was a guy that one of the most memorable Senior Bowls I've had since I've been coming out here, and this reminded me a lot of that. So definitely excited to kind of get that first.
Missing the crop top.
Yeah, the crop top and the highlight reel of chopping down trees in the middle of Wisconsin. But yeah, all right, I'll pass it off to you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, another thing about Zabel is that his best tape, honestly, in my opinion, the entire year was the one time he faced NFL competition versus Colorado in Week 1. I thought he did a phenomenal job, even versus very feisty, very powerful, very large defenders like B.J. Green, which for a tackle that's considered to be on an interior of the offensive line, usually not the case, and especially guys who could be more of those tweeners. But speaking of the offensive line, and someone who I absolutely adored as a tackle, who can both hold up there, but also somebody who I think should be playing more in the interior role, is Anthony Belton. Today he did a fantastic job. He's known to be more of that just road grader, mauler type, and he showed that physicality today, but he took a couple reps on the interior of the offensive line and showed some finesse and showed that even in a phone booth, you do not want to be with this guy. He was able to do proper snatches. He was able to just absolutely lock down pretty much every single rep that I saw with him. And for being able to see that the NFL views him as a potential guard as well was honestly a little bit validating, because it's a little bit concerning when we're stuck in this mindset of, oh, this guy doesn't perfectly fit at tackle, maybe we can kick him into guard. And I felt like with Anthony Belton's measurements at like that 6'6", 336, it wasn't going to be coming into the Senior Bowl someone that they would view as a potential guard prospect. But it's good to see he was able to be tested there. They wanted to see him there, and he was able to perform very well there.
I think it's a great opportunity for, and I'm, again, very blind to all of this, presumably maybe a third, fourth, fifth round projection for a guy coming in.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, it's like, well, obviously you were a tackle in college because that's viewed as the most important position. You're an NFL prospect, we're going to put you at tackle. But would you rather be a backup tackle or actually kick inside, your talent kind of level raises compared to the guards, and you're an actual starting guard? So it's a huge week, especially in a class that a lot of people consider to be weak on the interior. A lot of opportunity for guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to echo that, because I came into this thinking the offensive line group was going to get murdered. 'Cause, dude, the defensive line is long, they're strong, and I'm just going to kind of wrap two guys into one here with Clay Webb out of Jacksonville State, and you got Jackson Slater out of Sacramento State. Like, they came in bigger than I anticipated, with better arm length, like 32-inch and 33-inch, I think, for Slater. And the fight, golly, man, going toe-to-toe with, like, a Deone Walker and such. I was just blown back, because I was expecting, like, a vice versa. And, again, these are smaller school guys, granted. With Clay Webb, he was a Georgia recruit, so a little bit more of a pedigree, but still, I was blown away.
All right. I will piggyback off of that with my next impressive player.
Up the offensive line.
I've got another one coming on the next wave, but I'm going to go D-line with Deone Walker. And just kind of being around the gravity. I mean, there's a lot of gravity there. There's a big, big man, but more the gravity of the event, and just kind of a lot of interactions with him and coaches and players, and it's just was almost impossible to just not look at this guy who is 6'7", 340 pounds, can move. It was one of the kind of like run blocking drills, and he just kind of like spun off a block, and it's just like 2 offensive linemen blocking a D tackle, so there's not like a play to be made there. But you just see some of those like little moments with the movement skills with a guy like this. A couple moments I thought in the pass rush opportunities, whether it was in team or I think it was when they all got together at the end of practice. He had a one-on-one opportunity. You can just see like the power in the collision when he hits someone, and I've heard he's going to be falling more like 3rd round. Like he's just not had a great season, and a lot of tape still to be grinded, as they say. But it just I walked away feeling like it's going to be damn near impossible. For a kid that I have heard just talking to people out here, and even out in Dallas for the Shrine Bowl, just when you talk about these guys, what do you hear? And you're with position coaches and scouts and all this stuff. I haven't heard a bad word about character like this guy. Wants it. He's super nice. I thought just seeing the interactions with players seems like just a lovely guy. So I just walked away like this guy, that doesn't last till the 3rd round. Before I even really get heavy into the tape, though I did catch him like his freshman year, like just destroying Florida. So
I still remember that tweet.
Yeah.
He was dealing with a nagging injury, so it's like something you have to like watch in context.
Yeah.
But like, dude, they were just stretching today, and it's like, I can't believe how flexible.
He was damn near in the splits. I was talking to you about it. I thought that in another universe, he could have been an NHL goalie. He could do the butterfly.
Yeah.
At 6'7", 340. It's ridiculous.
I can't bend that way.
You do definitely have to bring up that he is very skinny in his lower half, like twigs for legs, and I like that about someone like Tim Settle, because Tim Settle is 315, but he's got these kind of tiny legs, so you're actually able to kind of move laterally and do some stuff that other bigger D tackles can't. We've never seen a guy 6'7" where he is always going to be able to leverage this advantage. If he doesn't have that sand in the pants, as they say, what does that anchor look like? Right. If you're going to be this big, the idea is you stop the run. There's definitely, it's not all perfect with him. I'm not trying to send that home, but I think there was a gravity about his presence.
Yeah, I think that's why they moved him around, because like he was taking some like, I guess quote unquote edge snaps, because I can't remember, it was like Jonas Evanea, or I can't remember who the tackle was, and didn't necessarily win the rep. Golly, how fast, how quickly he was moving, trying to rattle off just moves. Didn't work, but still.
He's trying stuff. Yeah. He's really trying stuff, yeah.
Well, I think that's actually, like, going off that, it's kind of a catch-22, because we value how nimble he is, especially for his size, but we also don't like the fact that he doesn't have that lower physicality to really be able to make the stronger plays, but he's able to make more of, in Madden terms, the finesse style of plays. I mean, that's why he can do such a beautiful spin move, because his lower half is just that nimble. You don't have to move these tree trunks of legs. So I definitely think so. Was that the guy you were talking about? All right, I'll go to my next guy. And you guys are probably like, damn, what happened to the quarterbacks? There was one that I really like, and it was Dylan Gabriel today. We were talking about a rep earlier with Elijah Arroyo that he ended up dropping this beautiful rainbow ball. And to be honest, Elijah Arroyo, fantastic day. Opened pretty much every single time he ran a route. But Dylan Gabriel was pretty much the most consistent quarterback in terms of ball placement. And even in those 11-on-11 drills, I thought he held a lot of composure, even rolling out of the pocket. I know it wasn't actually full contact, so it's a little bit of a different space, but he ended up going up against JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer several times. We don't see him really breaking character too much, and so I really love that about him. He showed placement at both short, medium, and deep ranges, and he was probably the only quarterback to actually hit a legitimate deep throw today.
Yeah, not
if
a
it
lot
wasn't
of
dropped.
that today.
Yeah, like a lot of he showed the most poise and the most NFL translatability if he actually can be able to stand.
Yeah, I thought it
and more than 5'10".
Short kid.
Yeah.
I felt like he, like in the 7-on-7 and the team drills, like he was like one of the few guys working the whole field.
Right.
Because like there was that bootleg where he like worked his what was in front of him and then worked all the way back to the other side of the field.
Yeah, Royal was on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, we don't need to bring up a Royal anymore. It's fine.
I think it was great. I think it's great by both players.
I think that's a big deal though, because, and this is not a shot at any of the other quarterbacks, but a lot of just quick check downs today, especially.
Yeah.
And I get it. You don't want to come out and be the guy that threw 3 picks on the first day of the Senior Bowl. But to be Dylan Gabriel, not throw the picks, but actually say, you know what, I know, because these guys are getting, vanilla playbooks. I know this concept. I know what I'm looking for, and just to come out and run that, those are things you can take away from quarterbacks out here. So it's cool.
We'll say did have a fumble under center. Jackson Dart had 2.
Yeah.
Is
it
next.
me?
Yeah.
Oh man, let's go with Maxwell Harrison because I thought
Who is? We got to be better because
Oh.
corner out of Kentucky. You're
thank you.
right.
Yeah, you've been terrible, my friend.
I'm horrible.
Even I'm like, who's he talking about? No, totally kidding.
But
He's not kidding.
I thought he was feisty as hell, man. This was another guy. Kentucky's defense was actually pretty beat up. He played a majority of the year through a shoulder injury. His missed tackle rate just flew through the roof because, 2023, very reliable, very good run defender. But that's not why I'm here to talk about him. But he was physical, man. Sometimes to his detriment, I think there was I was talking to you about it earlier, a little zip or whip route where he probably got the face mask of the receiver, but to jump the ball, put a hand on it. I can't remember if he came down with it, but he was out there competing. I didn't see many losses. To be fair, it was a little hard to keep straight ahead. This was the practice they had the quarterback and the running back or wide receivers. They had the one-on-ones on this.
Doing everything all at once.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but anytime I went over there, man, he was just out there doing his job. And I mean, this was something I think at the beginning of the year, guys like Dane Brugler and such had him as a top 50, and then just kind of got forgotten, got lost in the shuffle because he was just out of sight, out of mind. And I think it's just
Yeah. Yeah, I think one takeaway today was let's not let special teams coaches become the head coaches at these clinics because Bubba Ventrone, God bless his soul, excellent special teams coordinator. That was one of the slowest, straight up lamest practices the second round.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the very end that they started to kind of get some fun going.
2 or 3 different punt drills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I just hoping that that's not the case.
Going forward.
All right, next guy I'll talk about is Wyatt Milam.
Milo.
I literally asked you guys and still got it wrong. Who's West Virginia, the offensive lineman from West Virginia. I say offensive lineman because he's one of these tackle guard guys. Arm length was, I want to say 32 and a half, 32 and 3/4.
Yeah.
I think he's a guard is my takeaway here because in the one-on-ones, they would kick him outside and he would go against quicker edge rushers and he'd lose his feet. Lose the edge, lose on an inside move, just bang, bang, back to back. All right, well, that's kind of literally the thing you're looking for to see if a guy can protect the edge at tackle. But, dude, they put him at guard, and you could just see the skill set was just right. Just the way he matched up physically with bigger defensive tackles, he is strong and tough as shit. And I don't think his feet are necessarily slow. He just maybe doesn't have the range and burst to kind of have those more edge protecting tackle skills. Another thing I liked about him, started a fight, and look, at the end of the day, if you're gonna block in the NFL 65, sometimes 80 times a game, you gotta want it. You gotta be a dick, you gotta be a dickhead. And it wasn't like a Trevor Penning situation where he's ripping guys' helmets off and genuinely being an absolute asshole. There's a
Jefferson from last year.
Exactly. There is a line, and he found it because it was playing through the whistle type deal, and I can't remember the defensive tackle, but they didn't want to let go of each other. The coaches were telling them to get off, and they kept standing in each other's face, and just a cool moment to kind of see that competitive energy. But definitely in terms of play strength and just looking the part as a guard, I'm definitely intrigued, and it just comes right back to what we were saying earlier about the opportunity to become guard number 2 or hell even guard number 1 in this class. I don't know, but could be a lot of money to be made there in that transition if that's the way he wants to go.
100%. And again, shout out to the Senior Bowl for the fact that they're actually putting these tackles at guard, at center, and they're actually listening. Probably not to us, but at least the league is understanding.
Oh yeah,
they're not listening to us, but at least the league is understanding, and at least we're seeing what maybe the league should be wanting as well, which is awesome. But
well, and just to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
The league has plenty of tackles right now, at least starting tackles.
Yeah.
The list of, you go through 50 starting tackles and you're pretty freaking good list. I think I was doing the studs and duds and trying to figure out where I would slot Darnell Wright, who had a great year in it. He was like tackled 29, and he's phenomenal. So it's like the league needs these interior offensive linemen. We saw that huge spike in the free agency market last year. So there are probably a lot of teams that are like, hey, we need more guards. Like, let's get these guys going. Yeah. So
it's no longer a dirty thing either.
No,
right.
They're getting paid the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can go out there and be versatile. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, the coolest thing is that Milam and Zabel are both those guys that we thought would be good at interior, didn't really get the chance to be on interior, and then they both shined when they went to the interior. So it's really good to see that, when you can see those projections that they're actually there. But
I want to see Emory Jones.
Oh my God, we need to see that guy. Maybe that's something for the next part of this. But my last guy that I really ended up liking is Jalen Smith. I've graded like 50 corners. He was not one that was on the high priority list. And I'm a guy, he's a slot corner for USC.
Thank you.
There we go. I got you that time. I caught myself. Well, he played boundary as well, correct?
He played boundary.
Yeah, he plays boundary. But he's projected based on his measurables to potentially be in the slot. So something I really loved about him, and you can see this right off the bat, extremely fluid, extremely explosive. But you add on top of that Broshmo here ended up actually filling me in because he studied him a lot more than me. I ended up saying like, hey, I haven't studied this guy. What is he like? Very physical as well. And
piss and vinegar in the run game.
Yes,
let's go.
And I love that to death. The moment there was some like one-on-one drills where there's a wide receiver and they pretty much have this quasi-press rep and then they bail to go for seeing if they can high point a pass. You could see right away that his press form is incredible. Like, he's square to the target, uses his full length, and he's not just like absolutely lunging trying to punch the guy in terms of desperation. He actually likes to be physical and does it well. I don't necessarily know yet if it's going to translate to the field as well as what it looked like in practice, but what I can see is that that's the bones of somebody that I absolutely adore and somebody who I very much support if I can see a little bit more positivity down the road.
Nice. Well, I liked Walter Nolan, defensive interior out of Ole Miss. He came in a little lighter this week, but this was a guy that over the summer he put on about like 10 to 15 pounds for this past season. At least that's how Ole Miss listed him at. But he's here at 293, and I thought he still looked strong as hell. Like, he was out there handling whether it was to go penetrate, go win on the one-on-ones, or if it was like the run drills or team drills, or he would eat a double team, not concede ground, fill his gap. And I thought this is a former 5-star who I think sky's the limit. Like, it's only up from here. He's just starting to just meet that potential, right?
Was he the number one player in his high school class as well?
Yeah,
or at least he was like, I think he was
as the recruit.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still areas like he needs to polish in his game, but in terms of, I think, you're gonna hate this, tools.
We love tools.
That's like a keyword.
Yeah. Good. I just love him. I mean, for me, I came in like, for me, he's like a top 12 guy. And as far as day one, like, I kind of felt it because, like, again, the offensive line definitely impressed me at times, and that was kind of at the
going
expense.
against good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of at the expense of the defensive line, and I felt like Walter Nolan was one of those guys that was letting me down, I should say.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, Marcus, you're going to agree with this since we were just at the Shrine. At the Shrine, when you see guys pop, you feel like it's legitimate NFL talent, guys who deserve to be drafted. When you see it here start to pop, you know that they're actually going to be potentially starters.
Yeah.
And potentially even stars, for that matter. So it's really good to be able to see them with those levels of competition rise above, because we know this is all NFL level talent. Now we're seeing NFL starting / star.
Tier everybody off.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pivot, guys. I originally was going to talk about Trey Amos just because, kind of like I was saying earlier, if you see a guy have some good reps and he's not getting picked on, figure he had a good day. And I did feel that way about Amos, who I think was probably the top corner practicing today between the two.
Definitely up there.
So,
Definitely up there, for sure.
Look the part, check the boxes.
Yeah.
But just as we were standing here, I remembered, and I had to look up his name, Oladejo Oluwamefi.
It's the UCLA.
Oluwafemi.
Okay.
So this was UCLA defensive end. Obviously, I had never heard of this guy until about 10 a.m. this morning. And yeah, explosive. Seemed long. I'm sorry, I'm totally pivoting here, but it seemed the length was good and everything.
Yeah.
And dude he wanted it. Like, there was like 3 seconds left in the drill, and he's like up in his coach's face, and he's like, come on, let me get out there one more time, and he's like, get off me, like we gotta go in the, and he might have been the one that got in the fight with Milam. I'll have to go back and check that.
It might have been.
It was, because I don't know if it was, but I know he got in a scuffle later on, because I thought it was Donovan Ezraku. Because I was like, oh, okay, the gold helmet. Okay, that's winning off the edge. Yeah, that's Ezraku. Yeah. Oh, dude, this UCLA guy. I haven't even watched him yet.
Right.
Neither have I. That's why I was so surprised.
So, kind of a guy popping out. Just they put him at guard a little bit. He is 6'2", 262. So he's gonna be an edge, but cool to see him kind of slide inside and. He's big enough for pass rush downs and stuff. You can put him inside, and he just, I don't even remember what guard he was going against, but he's totally crossed the dude's face, which, yeah, you're putting an edge on the inside, that's what you expect, but not everybody does that super well. So, yeah, definitely just someone that was like, oh, okay, we're going to have to go watch this guy. All right, so let's wrap up with one thing we're looking for tomorrow. Could be anything.
For me, I'm a big Azariah Thomas guy, and today cornerback out of Florida State. Thank you. I'm still getting to it.
It's easy when I genuinely don't know who you're talking about. So it's like I'm thinking what everybody
else
is
helping
thinking.
me out. Yeah. But cornerback Florida State. But he's about 6'2", 190, 195 pounds, and he is known as one of the more high-profile, high-project type of guys. Played 500 reps last year, finally got his first chance to start, and he did extremely well. I think it was only like 70 yards when he was actually in one-on-one coverage this entire year, and he started every game. So came into the Senior Bowl with a lot of hype. A lot of guys said, like, hey, this is going to be my guy, and today I thought that he kind of looked a little bit less explosive than when I saw him in person at SMU. I got to see him before, so I got to be able to see, like, A and B essentially, and I thought that maybe he's dealing with something, but he looked like he was more so running in quicksand. I don't know if that's a change in technique or if that's just genuinely maybe like seeing it from a different position drills give you a different point of view. So I'm hoping to see him do a little better, because I saw separation by the majority of wide receivers he was one-on-one with, which is not the case on his regular team.
Yeah, I'm looking for the offensive line to continue to press, because typically it's not going to happen the other way. These guys are going to get accustomed to, like, okay, he likes this move, or he's going to hit me with like this step or whatnot, and if they just keep going like bigger and stronger, like, I feel like I've slept on this class, and it's egg on my face, and it's a big feel bad, but I'm looking them to continue to press the next 2 days, especially against, again, one of the best, I think, defensive line classes in recent memory, especially on the interior.
Well, I think that, it's the best kind of egg in your face moment is when you're a little bit down and you're like, wow, this class actually has more talent.
Yeah.
I was like, it's good to be pleasantly surprised with being wrong. So it's the best kind of outcome.
Thank you.
It's the best kind of outcome.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of linemen we didn't even talk about today that highly rated guys that also played well today. So number one thing I'm looking for, and I don't know how the camera quality is, but is definitely some freaking sunscreen, because
we're toast.
I'm feeling it. Yeah. In Minnesota we just don't get exposed to the sun or our thumbs will fall off. So definitely didn't have a built-up resistance there, but I am gonna give the people what they want and talk a little bit about Jalen Milroe. I think it was just fully admittedly, like, I just kind of got unlucky today, because that was something I was really looking for, was to see the arm strength from him, because for one reason or another, shameless plug, he's one of the players I do have full evals written up on the Patreon, but we're doing this on my channel.
Dude, you can shout out your Patreon on my channel.
No, I just didn't get a great read on the true arm strength, because he's obviously a project. He's got great athleticism, but there's a different measure if you're like, okay, we're talking about like solid average arm, because there's a lot of throws on tape where it just like just kind of hangs in the air a little bit or doesn't fully drive it. And then there's some throws where you're like, look pretty good, but sometimes the camera angles are a little weird. So to get the sense of arm strength out here at these events is, like, to me, maybe the number one thing you can really take away. Like, I remember the Kenny Pickett year. It was like, okay, none of these guys can throw. Great. Yeah, this is going to be an awesome quarterback class.
Get him another glove to put on.
Can he be Kenny 4 gloves? But no, just admittedly, when my eyes would go to Milroe, he would be throwing a check down.
Every time.
And there was a lot of that. I'm not going to jump on him yet. I have a very bad history of slamming on Alabama quarterbacks from this event. But just strictly speaking from an arm strength perspective, I didn't see it today for one reason or another, and I do want to see him, maybe in one-on-ones get some more looks down the field or whatever, and get a better sense of the arm. Yeah.
Well, I want him to throw to that middle tier, that middle level, because that's where you try to see them throw with more velocity, keep it on more of a straight line than necessarily those deep shots. And we saw that the Senior Bowl is tracking the ball speed, and so today Dylan Gabriel threw like a 70-mile-per-hour ball. So I'm excited to see.
Whoa,
79. That's what they track. Not my stat. 79.
Yeah, that's not.
It doesn't sound right.
That's not right.
That's their stat. That says initial velocity. They said 79.
Oh, initial.
So I don't know. I don't know, but I'm excited to see if we can see some more quarterbacks being a little bit more aggressive, so that we can see some competitive stats there and be able to actually get a true test of what they can do.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that was awesome, guys. I think they're going to kick us out of here in about 2 minutes, so I think we did good. Hopefully we can just kind of redo this, and we'll share it out and announce kind of where day 2 and day 3 will be. We still sort through. We're putting it together as we go, but really appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, obviously, to Brosh and Alex at Hail Mary Sports. But that's all we got. You guys got any parting words?
No, I mean, we're here every single time for the draft, and we love the draft season 24/7. So if you guys just want more content to watch, we'd be more than happy to have you.
Yeah, let's have football discourse.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Hello and welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Fan. This is a bit unusual. This is the podcast where usually I speak to a fan around the world or in the United States, anywhere, someone who I connect with, and it's a lot of fun. But I wanted to use this slot today to do something quite different. As some of you listening may know, recently I appeared on a show called Hot Ones, and it got a lot of attention, and got a lot of people talking. I'm told my behavior was a little unusual for Hot Ones, and everyone has a million questions. The question I get the most about my appearance on that show, other than did you have to go to the hospital afterwards, is what's with your doctor? Dr. Arroyo, I believe I'm the first person to show up with a physician who looked after me, because there were some concerns about my health. I was a little concerned, so the day before my appearance, I contacted my doctor and said, would you be present? And you were, and a lot of people are talking about you, Dr. Arroyo.
Well, I actually consider this a follow-up visit, because you looked a little distressed at the end there. And
I was distressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you concerned? Well, first of all, I want to, before we talk about the Hot Ones, I'd like people to understand just how we met, because we have an interesting meeting.
Yes.
How we first discovered one another. Do you want to talk about it at all?
Okay. I was walking by the Mayo Clinic, and
excuse me, Dr. Roy, I think it's called Mayo Clinic.
I think it's Mayo. You don't say Cinco de Mayo. So I was walking by the Mayo Clinic, and I heard, I want a second opinion. And I ran in, and it was you.
Now, at the time, you were not dressed as a doctor.
No.
And I said, are you a doctor? And you paused for a while, to be honest.
Okay. Yes, I did pause.
And said, yes, I am a doctor.
Well, I thought you were asking if doctor was my given name.
Okay, no.
And I said, no, it's not.
Okay.
But
anyway,
I did go to a doctor school.
You went to a what?
A doctor school?
Medical school.
Yes, to medical school. Yes.
Okay. There was some comments. I mean, this video on Hot Ones has been seen like 9 million times.
I see.
And a lot of the comments are, this doctor doesn't seem... Some people were questioning whether you I'm just telling you what I've
okay,
read.
that's all right.
I know you
Just-
don't read comments.
Well,
people were saying I'm not sure he knows what he's doing.
oh my gosh.
No,
okay.
I'm just saying.
I would like to talk to those 9 million people because
So that would take a while.
Well, and I understood, but I have time. I think there seems to be a question about whether or not I attended doctor school, and I did.
Medical school.
Medical school. It was not in the country. I grant you, it was not in the continental United States, but I did attend.
Can you tell us exactly where it was that you attended as what you prefer to seem to call doctor school?
Doctor school. I did. I cannot say without returning a lot of money because I was paid very generously not to reveal where I went to medical school. So that's why I keep it.
I see.
Yeah. But I did graduate.
Okay.
At the top 100% of my class.
Okay, listen.
I am. You can look it up.
Okay.
If you ever find out.
Yeah. I have noticed you have been my physician out here in Los Angeles now for about 7 years.
Yeah.
I have brought up many times I could come by, I could swing by your office, and you have always said that's not a good idea.
That's right.
And you prefer to meet like in a restaurant or sometimes outside a restaurant. Is there a reason that you don't like me to come to your office?
Yes, there is. I'm in between offices right now.
I've been with you for 7 years.
Yes, I know. It's been a while. I go all over the city. I figured, well, instead of the patients coming to me, why don't I just meet the patients closer to where they are? It's less stressful.
But I've also brought up you could come to my house, and that's called a house call.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
And you always say there's this restaurant.
Yes.
Downtown.
Exactly.
And we could meet outside that restaurant.
Yes. And then they allow us to use the restroom in that restaurant. So for other, for full exams, there's the mirrors, there's a counter, there's a baby changing station. There's a lot of equipment in that restroom that we can use.
It's interesting because I have, and Sona's here, my assistant, and she knows very well that I have, I work with an accounting firm, business manager. It's all quite sophisticated. The billing with you is a little strange because right? I mean, I get so many.
Weird.
I have a therapist. I have someone who works on my back. I have a dentist, and it's all paid, through.
He wants cash, right?
Yes, you always insist on cash.
I prefer cash. Yes. It's just the way I do business. There's less paperwork. There's less accounting. The IRS doesn't know a thing. The IRS is completely ignorant about my business practices, and the IRS will never track down.
How many people here?
Millions.
Millions and millions of people hear this.
But
millions and millions of people hear this.
Some people from the IRS
are listening right now.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll edit that out.
We do make some edits.
Okay,
so that
great.
may be one of them. Okay.
Just say IR.
What is your?
Edit out the S. Just the S.
Dr. Arroyo,
yes.
Do you have a specialty in medicine? Is there a field that you're more interested in than other fields?
The glass was so fragile in my
I mean,
hands.
do you have a specialty in comedy? I mean, or are you kind of an all-around very funny man?
Well, I don't think it applies. I think comedians can be.
Did you go to a college to be funny? I don't think so. You were just funny, and you learned by experience, and I learned by experience. I learn my medical practice, every day that I practice medicine. I get better every day.
Okay.
And I'm a wonderful first opinion.
What are you looking for?
If you want a good first opinion for any medical thing, come to me.
Medical thing?
Any medical thing, whatsoever. Inside.
There was I'll tell you, there was a couple of things that happened during the Hot Ones appearance that I want to say raised some eyebrows in the medical community.
Okay.
At one point, I was complaining about the heat of the sauce.
Yes.
You and this is documented, it's been on the internet all over the place, you applied a stethoscope to my tongue.
Yes.
Is there, medically, what did that tell you in that moment?
Oh, well, I was listening for any kind of aberration, any kind of weird thing, and basically I listened to your tongue, and I didn't hear any screaming. I didn't hear anything unusual. It just sounded, it was dead, actually. It was just almost nothing. So I thought, you're fine.
Okay.
Because if there was no screaming.
Were you tempted at all to place it on my chest to listen to heart rhythm?
No, because...
Wait. Is that just, you think that's some sort of medical quackery?
Well, I don't want after your tongue and put it on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did something else where, I think there was some concern. I think you wanted to take my pulse.
Yes.
It looked to just about everyone that's viewed the video as if you were choking my neck.
Welcome back, adventure.
Oh.
And that is
Yes.
a very,
Yes.
I have to say, very few
Same as it
people.
is with
My
all
bad.
druids
My bad.
when they
I thought you
first
said,
start down the path of the
take my
claw.
pulse. Like, take it away. That's what I was trying to do.
Wait, so you were
rule do no harm?
Yeah.
Of
Isn't
being a...
the Hippocratic Oath, the first rule is Hippocratic. Okay, nothing. There's an oath that most people know that have gone to medicine school, doctor school. Apologies for not knowing the correct terminology. No. So you in that moment thought that I said take my pulse, meaning deprive me of circulation.
Yes, I was doing what you asked me to do, and then you corrected me and said no, and then I had to touch you lightly.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have? Tell me about some of your other patients. I know that when we meet, I never. First of all, you have no office.
No.
When you like to be paid in cash.
I do.
We meet outside a restaurant.
Yes.
Downtown.
That's right.
And eventually go inside where you're insistent on using the bathroom